If you try to pour 300 ml water in a 200 ml cup, it's obvious that the extra 100 ml of water will overflow. But if you try to pour that same 300 ml water into a 500 ml cup, then it'll be easily filled up and there will also be plenty of space available to fill extra 200 ml of water. This is an example of the difference between 32 and 64-bit. Now before knowing what is 32 and 64-bit and what's the difference between them, we will have to first understand what bit is. Bit stands for binary digit. The computer doesn't work like the way our brain works. The computer processes all the data and information using 0 and 1. It is also called as logic level 0 and 1. Logic level 0 defines off, low, or false, and logic level 1 defines on, high, or true. Generally, logic level 0 represents 0 volts and logic level 1 represents 5 volts. A 32-bit processor can access 2 to the power of 32 memory addresses, which means it can support up to 4 GB of RAM. And a 64-bit processor can access 2 to the power of 64 memory addresses, which means theoretically it can support 16 exabytes of RAM. Now that's a lot of memory. There's also an important thing to consider that 64-bit processors can handle both 32 and 64-bit programs, and generally there is no compatibility issues in running 32-bit programs on 64-bit machines. However, 16-bit programs will not run in 64-bit operating systems. Another difference between 32 and 64-bit program is the number of calculations they can perform per second. 64-bit machines can handle much more calculations per second than 32-bit machines, which results in improved multitasking. Now here comes the question, 32 or 64-bit, which one you're using? Now if you're using a computer older than 10 years, chances are that you're using a 32-bit machine, but if your computer is manufactured within the last 10 years, it's almost confirmed that you're using a 64-bit machine.